Hey, this is Joe.
This is Craig.
We're doing a reaction video where we're going to see something from social media and we're going to react to it. It could be related to money. I hope some of it's music. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Good RMHC.
No.
Your total is 762 at the pay window. Thank you.
I'm not done.
What can I get for you?
Can you just start over?
Right one up.
You'd like to start over?
Yes.
Okay. What can I get for you?
It's just that.
Can you remove everything from the menu? Oh my God, what is happening? Why are there 5 McDoubles?
Well, McDoubles are always an awesome choice.
This one AI figures
Yeah.
out what you actually want. Not what
This
you're
is
asking for.
this right here is why I'm not worried about AI yet. I mean, when they get this figured out and it's problem free, but it can't do a simple menu.
This is AI figuring out, like, you don't know what you want. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's trying to tell you what you want. You
want
really want
6
5 McDoubles.
You want 5 McDoubles and 2 6-category McNuggets.
Hey, NVIDIA, you need to help McDonald's.
Oh, God.
If you want to learn more about yourself, best thing I found is look at your past 90 days of spending.
Yeah.
That'll tell you everything
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
with you right now.
That in your calendar.
I found out that I'm addicted to Uber Eats. That was part of the process. I thought it was just a treat. Then I checked my 90 days of spending, and it was 6 days of a treat. Every week. I was like, this must be what crack feels like. Reagan is behind this. I
Oh,
feel it.
You know what is he saying? He's like, man, convenience is so awesome.
Yeah. Amen.
And we feel like it's a treat, and it is a treat until we find out
You look
that
back.
I can tell you right now, we meet with people all the time. It's universal for young folks like him that they say, I found where my retirement is. I've been eating
I've
it.
been eating it.
Mm-hmm. And Uber Eats is eating a lot of people's
Yeah,
lunch.
making it easier to eat.
Convenience. Hey,
It's
you can
easier.
make a meal. Come on. You can
And
get
they're
in the
better.
car and go get it.
You know,
But it's a lot more convenient in a city. I can understand that.
we realized our boys love Little Bites, the small muffins.
Oh, yeah?
I'd buy boxes and boxes. Go to Sam's Club.
Sam's Club.
Give me 60
Costco.
boxes of these. And then my wife just made some, got a little muffin mix and put them in these little tins. She was like, these cost 10 cents.
Yeah.
I was like, make them all.
Let's do that.
We got thousands
Love
of
it.
muffins now.
Not as convenient.
It's not really a retirement.
What is it?
It's working every day.
The Gessics came out of retirement not because they wanted to, but because they had to, and are among the 11 million Americans,
Wow.
1 in 5 over 65, who are still working.
It's hard, 77, still busting my butt.
So I call it the work, retire, repeat syndrome.
Labor economist Teresa Ghilarducci says work is the new retirement.
More than half of the people who are retired right now do not have enough money to be retired.
That one's sad.
This is the reality that we chase every day. And this is why when we have the opportunity to sit down with 20, 30, 40, and 50-year-olds, this is why we're adamant. Get rid of your debt and start piling it into the investments. Because I love the commercial right now. I don't know who has it, but it says, don't make your future you hate you.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? I think it's NerdWallet maybe.
Yeah.
But that's really the thing. Do the stuff right now so that the future you will be saying, I'm so glad I did that back then.
Well,
That is so sad.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the thing, we did something last week where our whole staff sat down and wrote down the numbers individually, personally. Hey, how much do you think you need monthly, you know, when you're retired? Like, what is that real number? Put those things down. You know, you mentioned things like, you're going to have grandkids. How much are you going to give to them? What are you going to do? Like, think about that and find that number and then kind of work backwards and say, like, okay, am I on track to do that? And, you know, you can do that. Sometimes it's scary, but that was wildly helpful for me because you don't want that to be your situation.
I mean, I'm fine with working at 77. I'm not fine with having to.
Right.
And that's a big difference.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing when they said 11 million people. It's like, well, some of those might want to, but still, I mean, a lot of them probably don't.
I wanted to confess something to you.
Oh, God.
So you know how you paid off my credit card when I came to visit?
Yes.
Well, after you had paid it off, I had immediately
Used it.
Yeah, I used it on Temu and Shein.
Oh, I don't
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know that.
Thank you.
Do you know how much money that she's taken from you over the last 5 years?
That's a good way
I
to put
don't.
it.
I'd be very interested to figure that out.
Well,
Did you figure that out, right?
It's about $200,000 as far as we know.
Oh my God, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God, child.
Okay, I do have to ask.
And I know that I'm really bad. I know I'm 100% an enabler, and I don't want to be.
That was wild.
Did you notice the hat that she's wearing? The hat that she's wearing, let's put it back up there, is the Self-Love Club. She loves herself a lot.
Yeah.
And she is,
Oh my gosh.
you know what they need to put on her hat? Selfish Love Club.
Imagine 200,000 in 5 years that you just
took from your parents. And obviously the parents have said you can do it.
Yeah, there's not there. That was cringy. That was like skin tighten. Do we have happier ones?
That parent is doing that child no favors.
Yeah.
She has an adult child who is dependent upon her.
The best business model in the world is to stop doing what your customers hate.
Savannah Bananas.
It's that simple.
Dumb and Dumber suit.
If you want to be fans first, you need to look at everything. How do you make it fans first? And that's what we started looking at. We said baseball, too long, too slow, too boring. So let's make it nonstop entertainment, music, dancing, fun, from as soon as you walk into the ballpark.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a Savannah Bananas game?
No, but they were close recently and I missed it.
That's the list, man.
Yeah.
I want to go see them.
But you know what's crazy? So I took my two boys to a minor league baseball game. I mean, he's dead on. Like
it's too long.
Yeah.
It's boring.
They watched for maybe
there's fees everywhere.
Maybe an inning and a half.
Every time I've taken my kids there, they end up over on the hill, rolling around on the hill.
That's exactly. Yeah, we went to there was a playground and we did that, and I would
there is
sometimes watch the game through a little fence hole. So he's dead on.
You know, this might seem like a modern invention, but I know that there's been an idea for like many hundreds of years of like a debt jubilee that in antiquity, I don't know exactly when, maybe you do, but that, you know, there'd be this concept where a special day where all debts are relieved for precisely this reason, because it's like, hey, it's been so long, we got to accept that people aren't going to be able to pay this back. And it's better for everyone if we just sort of wipe the slate clean. Is that right?
Well, I wasn't prepared for a history test today, completely going all the way back to time. And yet it is absolutely the case that this is not a radical concept. It wasn't invented yesterday.
Yeah.
It is something that is very deeply rooted in a lot of societies. Bankruptcy is in the Constitution, in the American Constitution from the outset.
Really?
So, yes, that's why the federal government can write a bankruptcy law. It's so important that that law works effectively. And that's why it's concerning that it has become skewed.
So the very concept of bankruptcy as something that the federal government has jurisdiction over is in the Constitution. Even the founders of America were aware that this was a concept that we needed to have, that bankruptcy was necessary in the economy.
They were, even though circumstances were certainly different, debtor-creditor relationships were very different, and even how far that law would go is very different than what we see today. I think if the founders came back, they'd be shocked about a lot of things. We know that, but they would not necessarily recognize all of the parts of the bankruptcy system that we have, especially the largesse given to corporations. But the idea that it is inevitable that people get into financial trouble and that you need some mechanism to deal with that fairly was reflected in the Constitution.
I mean, there is a year of Jubilee. It was every 7 years was a debt cancellation. And then every seventh set of 7 years, that 50th year was the year of Jubilee. Bible scholars can check that. I think that's right. But it was never effectively implemented back then. It's not effectively implemented now. But we do need debt relief. I mean, debt relief is a thing. People make mistakes. People have challenging circumstances that in many cases are beyond their control. Many times were within their control at one time. And there needs to be debt relief. The fact is, it only works if the behavior that led to it changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would be your thoughts on what you just heard?
Well, it's just, I think it's super interesting. She specifically mentioned the large corporation. Like she kind of went boop and, poked at them because I think that can become a big issue, right? When, wrong behavior continues even after, right?
We think about all the stuff that happened in 2007, 8, 9, 10, all this subprime lending. And I mean, if you've watched the Big Short movie, and it spells out how that happened and the fact that almost no one went to jail.
I don't think anybody.
And basically the banks got bailed out
Like,
for doing a bunch of wrong. Kind of insane.
Yeah.
So, hey, bankruptcy is really important. But if the behavior that led to it doesn't change, then that person, 50% of people that declare bankruptcy individually once will do it a second time. That's the stats. Well, hey, thanks for watching these reaction videos. Wide variety. Didn't think I'd see a Savannah Banana guy. Which one was your favorite and how would you react? Leave a comment and we'll see you next time.
Peace.